Heedle-I-dum-dee-diddle-di-dum-do, 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 hee-hiddle-hiddle-hiddle-hi-dum-do. Where are we today, boys and girls?
We are at the Spear Centre, or in French, the Fati dont on Spear.
That's not French, that's Gaelic for them. Right, not too loud though, because it's nice and quiet in here. Now, I wonder what we will find in here. And what is this on the wall here? Do you know what this is?
I think it's Clackmannanshire Tapestry.
It's the Clackmannanshire Tapestry. You are right. And will we just have a little quick look at this here? So, this bit at the end here has actually been in our videos before, hasn't it? And who helped do this bit at the end? Meryl, our friend Meryl, Justin and Catherine's mum and granny, isn't it? Now let's just have a look at this. Now what is a tapestry? Can you tell me?
It's basically when I think it's when you have this big kind of false thing and you stitch patterns into it.
That's right, and it tells a story, doesn't it? You just look at this down
This
here.
one obviously tells the story of Clackmannanshire.
Yes, and how do we know it's Clackmannanshire? What's the sort of defining feature in here?
The Ochel.
The Ochel Hills along the background, eh? And it's got all the places in the right area. Now, we've met some nice ladies here who actually helped with this. Can we ask what your name might be?
Doreen.
Doreen and... Jan. Very nice to meet you. Now, you were telling me, Doreen, that there's something quite special that tells you about the people who helped sew these. So what's this one down here?
This is the Devon Divas.
The Devon Divas. Let's have a wee look here. So this is a particular group.
That done panel fan.
Oh, and I can tell MC, that must be Meryl Perrins.
Yes.
So let's have a look. Who's the next group?
Then the next group is the Barrel of Laughs.
The Barrel of Laughs. These guys sound like fun, don't they? And which particular group are you in, Doreen?
We're the Clacks Crafters.
We'll get to this one. What's the next
miners.
one then?
The next one here is
The Positive Spinners.
Positive Spinners.
I like that name. And oh, look at what these guys have done. I didn't notice this the first time. So instead of their initials, they've got their full names on the spider's web. How cool is that? What do you think, Chloe?
Yeah.
And let's squeeze along. Oh, now.
and then it's our one, the Clacks Crafters.
Now, you guys are very colourful, aren't you? Just look at that.
The Rainbow for Hope during COVID.
Absolutely fantastic. And a wee butterfly. You'll appreciate that, eh, Chloe?
Yeah, I love that.
And our art project was the flowers at the bench.
Oh, aye. And what's the last group here?
This was the glass workers.
The Glassy Lass.
The Glassy Lasses. Oh, listen to these guys. How cool is that? I'm loving the names. So will we just have a look at some of these little thingies here now? This lady here, Lady Frances Erskine. Why is she so special? What does it say on her panel there?
Did she find the glasswork?
She founded the glassworks, that's right. Now I recognise another one here. Is this one of the Andy Scott?
Yes.
That is, and it's called The Journey's End. And funnily enough, just a few weeks ago, we put up a video of that very... Is it a statue? What do we call it? An artwork?
Piece of art.
A piece of art, yes. So let's come down the side here. You come and have a wee look, Chloe? Now, what else have we got that we might recognise? Alloa musical players. I know a few of those guys as well. Now, what building are we in just now?
The Spear Centre.
The Spear Centre, and look, it is right there now. What is on the bottom here? Can you see where it's all blue? Why do you think that's blue, maybe?
It's a swimming pool.
It used to be a swimming pool, that's right. Well done, you. And then, oh, another one of our favourite places, Menstrie Castle.
There's always still a slight smell of chlorine in here.
Is there? Can you still smell the swimming pool, can you? Now, when we're looking at Menstrie, what is the famous hill at the back of Menstrie? Starts with a D.
Demaya.
Demaya. That is right. And when we went and did a wee video down in Menstrie, what did we see up in the sky?
We saw a paraglider.
A paraglider, and look what's here on the tapestry. So it's just like real life, isn't it? Amazing. So what one is this here? The Clackmannanshire. So this is Dorian and Jan's one. So maybe, could one of you guys maybe point out a bit that you did yourselves on this?
Yes.
Right, Jan.
Did the miner.
Oh,
Did
did you?
Here. His glennie. Shoes.
So wait a minute. A
socks and
glennie. So we might know what a glennie is, right? But this goes out to a worldwide audience. So there's a lot of people might not know what a glennie is.
Glennie is a miner's lamb.
A miner's lamb.
And he also has one on his cap.
Oh, no way. So he had a wee one on his cap as well. I did not know
If I'm
that.
right, that's silver and that's coal.
I think you're right, aye. Because that's what...
Or salt.
Or salt,
as
maybe,
well.
aye. Because Clackmannanshire is very, very famous for its mining, isn't it?
Here's the coal wagon.
Oh, we love the wagon way. That's one of our favourite places to go and check out.
And the bicycle for the...
And I'll tell you what, I'm quite impressed though, because that wagon is pretty much historically accurate, I would say. That's what's wonderful about this. Everything looks exactly like it would have done. Now, here's an interesting wee place. We don't hear about this so much. Kennet Pans. Do you know what that is?
No, that's
Well, that was a wee tiny mining village, wasn't it?
Yes.
And I believe that maybe our...
Distillery.
Oh, the distillery as well.
Is there.
And I read in the paper a while ago, our ex-Prime Minister Theresa May,
That's right.
her father lived right there at Kennet Pans. Would you believe it? Oh, you're allowed to join in any time you like. The more the merrier. So, and down here we have one of our favourite things about Clackmannanshire, Chloe. What's your motto?
look about you.
Look about ye. And that comes from the famous tale of Robert the Bruce, doesn't it? When he was looking for his glove and he couldn't find it, and what did they say to him?
Look about you.
Look about ye.
That's right.
And then it became the word, oh, and look right next to it, we've got Alloa Tower as well. And then the Earl of Mar. Now that kind of looks like the 6th Earl of Mar to me with that hair on him. I think Mr. John Erskine. No. Right. So let's move along. So this one here, can we guess? So the hill Ben Clough. What tune is in front of Ben Clough?
Tell buddy.
No, close.
Tell
Coot.
tree.
Telecootry. Well
Sorry.
done, yeah. Oh, look, and I think we've got the mountain rescue team on there as well, doing their good works. And, oh, right, so this is
So
my...
many details to this tapestry.
Well, this is what's amazing about it. All our adventures in the last year are all right here on this tapestry. Now, could you just read this one to us, Chloe?
Gartmore Dam 1713.
And I think this man down here, the Earl of Mar, was the gentleman who helped pay for all that and get it opened in the first place. That's him right at the bottom. Now, this one here, maybe you can help me here, Doreen. La Si Pangnata? What's that? This one down here, with that, is that Italian? I'm trying to think what that's a reference. Oh, is that not your panel? And we've also got Kiln Craigs. And we've got John Patton, he was the man who owned Greenfield House. Remember we met old Jim in the park? And he used to deliver the papers to them in the 1940s. Do you remember that? Oh, and then we've got the famous Alva Games. Who could forget? Been there for over 160 years, hasn't it?
I mean, just looking at this, it reminds me of the mill.
It does. Well, this is exactly what this is all about, and this is why it's quite important to Alva, because Alva had the 2 burns on either side, the silver burn and the Alva burn, and then we went and visited the textile mill, didn't we?
Yeah.
Aye. So
Textiles. Exactly what this was probably made from.
that's exactly right. You are right. So let's come along to the Telecootry one. Oh wow, now this is quite interesting to me. The first female coppersmith apprentice. Do you know what a coppersmith would have done?
Made stuff out of copper.
And for what industry in particular do you think?
pottery?
Not pottery, for whisky distilling. That's what they use, big copper vats. So that has always been a very popular job in the Hillfoots. And then we've got the barrels next to it that it goes into.
Yeah, I guess having that job might have gotten you a few coppers.
It might have done. Very good pun there. Oh, and look, there's Socky Tower. We took a wee trip there, didn't it? We'd maybe call it Devon Tower though, don't we? And do you recognise this one next to it? Do you recognise what that is?
Oh, it's like that little clock tower.
Intillicutri, that's right. Right, squeeze along and let's have a wee look. And now we're on to Merriall's one, aren't we? So we've got the beavers down here in the corner. We've got Castle Campbell.
I'm pretty sure that's a pheasant.
That is a pheasant, you're right. We've got Dollar Academy down there, and just look at the blossoms in spring on the Dollar Burn. How does that look?
And look at the red squirrel.
Yeah, well, it's quite a good conservation area for the red squirrels too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Japanese gardens.
the Japanese gardens. Who could forget Cowden Gardens?
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
We have these two famous ladies.
Oh, these famous ladies, are you guys involved in the tapestry too?
Oh
no.
Involved in this bill.
Oh, this building. Oh, well, this is one of our favourite places to come.
Which of them gave it? I don't remember. Well, I mean, public building, Greenfield House, and quite a few. I mean, I know
What a pretty lady she is.
the other lot gave some as well, meaning the drinking lot, our lot was the non.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, hello there. I'm Stuart. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have you come specifically to see the tapestry today? Oh, you have?
Yeah,
Wow.
Susan Mills told us about it.
Since
Susan Mills.
Susan Mills. Did you know Meryl from Muckert, who helped do the Meryl Cairns? She helped us do one. So she helped us. We watched her doing a bit of the tapestry, so we thought we'd come along and check it out.
We love the tapestry. Beautiful.
It's amazing,
It's
isn't it?
just lovely. It's so human.
And I was saying to the ladies there, I was lucky enough to have a look at their little notebook about what stitching they did and the colours, and I added up the hours that was written in that book, and I counted over 500 hours up until that point. And that was just for one little panel, that wasn't for the whole lot. It's amazing the effort that's went into this. Absolutely incredible.
Forrester Patent.
Oh, wow! Really? So you know Greenfield House quite well then? Not at all.
What is Greenfield House?
So Greenfield House was built by the Paton family in 1892 to 1894, and it's situated just about 400 or 500 yards in that direction. It sits derelict now, but it's still got the park around it with all the different types of trees and flowers and all the rest of
It was
it.
a sort of town hall or something to begin with, wasn't it?
I think so, yes, before it moved, yeah, that's right.
It was a beautiful farm.
Was it?
Beautiful house and beautiful farm. My daughter had a wedding pictures taken.
Oh, did she? Well, we had went and did a wee video there not long ago, and after we did Greenfield House, we walked into the park, and there was an elderly gentleman sitting on the bench, and he said, "Hello there." So we started talking, and we says, "Oh, we've just been doing a video on Greenfield House." And he says, "Oh, when I was a wee boy, I used to deliver the papers to Mr. Paton in the 1940s. And he told us a story of getting a half-crown at Christmas for his troubles and taking it home to his mammy.
That would be a lot as well.
A lot. I said, aye, enough to buy a house back then.
But I don't think that there weren't any Patons living in the...
Yes,
Was there?
yes, well, yes, Mr. and Mrs. Paton were still in the home at that time.
Oh, right. They were part of the Paton bit, yeah.
Yeah.
John Paton.
John
John
Paton,
Paton,
yeah,
yes.
John Paton.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
right.
you're a bit on that side of it than me.
So that's amazing to meet a family connection. This is what we're all about and all over here. Absolutely tremendous.
Certainly has.
Certainly has.
It's been well
Meeting a lot of lovely
today.
people. I'll take a picture. Very nice.
Ladies, come next to the...
Aye, come and stand here and we'll get a wee picture of you for our video. And we come.
Come on.
And we come.
I will that to my husband as well.
Oh, you coming in as well? Come on, you get in the photo. Boys and girls, you going to come and stand in as well?
Yes.
Give us a big smile.
Great.
Tapestries!
Tapestries!
That's a good way.
Tapestries!
Fairly.
Fantastic.
You take one. I'll get one of the tapestry on its own.
Yes.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yes.
We'll need to alert the rest of the
And we'll just get a little look. Girls and boys, you're going to come over here just to say cheerio to everyone. Right, well, thank you very much for talking us through the tapestry, and wonderful to meet our lovely guests as well. Well, we say goodbye, boys and girls.
Bye!